Last week or somewhere thereabouts, I talked about a guy who basically came over to somebody who reportedly does Eero cosplay, which by most standards, apparently, in most cosplay circles, is not considered actual cosplay. Now, it's not because of any legitimate concerns, it's because they think that these women are whores, sluts, are attention whoring, and are doing a disservice to the character that they're representing by possibly showing a boob or the side. In this case, it was a naked thigh where no genitalia was displayed or present, and you couldn't see her butt or butt crack, you couldn't see her vagina. Things were very as close to artistic and tasteful as one can get in a situation like this. And this person was essentially calling this woman on DeviantArt a whore. And it's disgusting, it's stupid, and it's closed-minded to say the very least. But then I found a new article that talks about cosplay. It doesn't get into Euro cosplay, which I guess is a way of separating out any certain cosplays away from the main, cosplays, because again, even in terms of ourselves and our artistic expressions, we've got to shoehorn morality in there somewhere, because if not, it's a heathenistic free-for-all. Screw you. But let me read this excerpt. Kat has a number of stories of cosplay community gone wrong when it comes to, quote, sexy cosplay, end quote. I don't ask for comments of whore, bitch, slut, or put on some clothes. While I'm trying to get to my hotel, nor do I ask to be glomped, grabbed, have someone try to remove my top, kissed, pulled at, or anything like that. It makes me feel worse about myself. I can't look exactly like this pale, oddly proportioned, yellow-eyed bitch on the screen, so obviously I'm just here for people to ridicule, no matter how much I like the character. There are even instances when, after an assault, depending on what the cosplay was, a cosplayer might be blamed for the incident. Well, maybe you shouldn't have dressed like that, is literally a thing someone has said to Kat. Kat is a particular cosplayer who's one of the people of this article. And there are also have been occurrences where people shut down any convention that brings up an incident of assault. What? Why? Why? What possible threat is she to you? And if she gets assaulted, again, I forgot. If you dare to express yourself in an outwardly sexual way, you are a whore, a slut, and a non-person. You cannot be assaulted, you cannot be raped, and therefore you deserve everything you got, because why would you dress like that? Because no, that's not supporting the stupid definition of rape culture, that all men are rapists, and that by dressing like that, you were asking for it. Because us men, we can't control ourselves. We're horn dogs 24/7, ready to rape at the drop of a hat. Because that's how human sexuality, especially for males, works. We're just a penis 24/7, and that's all we could ever be. And then we use that as an excuse. Oh, you were asking for it, honey. You dressing like that with your shirt down to this place, even though that's how the character wears it in the show. Oh, it's okay for the cartoon character to wear it, but the moment you try to wear it because you identify with the character, the moment you try to exude confidence and self-esteem and sexual empowerment, and taking the reins of your image and your body and everything that you are, you're a slut, you're a whore. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're parading yourself around all these guys, and then you expect nobody to comment about it. It's not about comments. It's when comments go too far. It's when you start to pull out these things of, hey, baby, I want to chain you to a radiator and rape you for 3 days straight. Yeah, that's something that you really want to say to a woman. In fact, some people have said that to women who were fully clothed for the sake of argument at times. We go back and forth. We prude shame some women into having sex, and then when they have sex, we then slut shame them for giving in to us because they're sluts, they're worthless, they're less than us, they're less than people, even though it takes two to fuck. Pardon the language. It takes two to have sexual relations. I've got to get used to using that because I'm going to be doing some vlogs where I cannot drop the F-bomb. You know, It's one thing when feminists are angry, upset, or what have you. Rad femmes are upset that we think these words in our head. And that's obviously stupid, counterproductive, and that's demonizing us for things that if we're not outwardly saying, or more specifically, not outwardly turning those thoughts into action, such as groping, undue kissing, or fondling, or what have you, then we're still wrong because we're men. And we have dirty minds, horrible thoughts, and dang me, why did I have to be born a man? Let me punch my dick every morning because I'm such a terrible person. Not because I do bad things, but I'm a man, so I got to punch my dick every morning to remind myself that I'm such a terrible person. Never mind the good I do in this world for both men and women. No, I'm a terrible person who has to keep punching his cock because that's the answer to all evils, the cock. But at the same token, I can't sit there and stand up and say, yeah, you should be yelling about how you want to rape her, how you want to, you know, have sex with her until she bleeds, and then you want to film it and put it on the internet, and all the other really horribly disgusting things that people feel that they have the right to say without consequence. You have the right to say it. That's not that I'm saying you should exercise that right. But you are not free from the consequences of saying such things, and such behavior should not be encouraged. There's no way to, whether I'm talking about the overly moralistic ideals of this society and our hair trigger to anything sex or sexual, to the point to where we're willing to try to decimate or destroy a person's self-esteem because we're not comfortable with the fact that they're comfortable and happy with themselves. That unless they're wearing a burqa and robes from head to toe, they are not a moral person. Although, oh wait, that's right, that'd be invoking Muslim iconography, and we don't want to, in a Christian nation, we don't want to invoke that because that would be like saying that we want Sharia law, and yet that's what we want. Remember, it used to be illegal, considered obscene, for women to show their ankles at the beach. They had to wear practically, neck to toe swimsuits. And you could be, in this country, you could be arrested for showing your ankles. Granted, we've come a long way, but not by much. When it's gone from ankles to oh, I've got to shame you because you happen to show a naked thigh. No genitals, no butt. It's clear that you're not wearing panties, but oh, because anybody who's not aware of female anatomy is going to fill in the blanks automatically because of the showing of the naked thigh. So that's disgusting. That's indecent. That needs to be shamed, and she needs to be ashamed of herself for being expressing her sexuality on a forum that is made for that. She should feel ashamed for expressing her sexuality in an open area that I disagree with, because everything must be sanitized. Everything has to be completely sanitized, and if it's not, If anyone dares to step outside the norm, we must shame them. We must blame them. And then we must dehumanize them, because then it's easy for us to overlook their violation of human rights. Because after all, they're no longer human. They've stepped away from human society. Therefore, they don't deserve human rights or dignity as a person. So any rape they have, and whether it's legitimate or not, we can just offhandedly wave it as just flights of fancy, that they deserved it, that they earned it. Because why would you dress like that if you didn't want it, honey? And this, at the end of the day, no matter which of the topics you pick, you've watched me for, this is the question of the day. Okay, I'm not going to make this a usual thing, but this is going to be a thing. Here's my question of the day. At the end of the day, how does this aid us? I will not accept, well, it's immoral. How does this aid us? How does any of this benefit us? Comment down below.